Okay, we're looking at sine rule, cosine rule, and finding areas of triangles using trigonometry here. Now, I've done this question because I'm going to use actually this first one here. Sorry, I'm going to need to find this angle using the sine rule first, which means I can then find the angle PQR, which means I can then find the side PR. All right, and I can use the sine rule and the cosine rule. So I thought I'd demonstrate both. Now, you are given these formulae. You don't need to remember them. So there you go. If you do normal GCSE, then happy days for you. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to find the angle PRQ. So using the sine rule, because I've got now the sine rule, by the way, if it's involving two angles, you can use the sine rule and their opposite sides. If it's one angle, then it's the cosine rule, ultimately. So here we go. So sine of PRQ over its opposite side equals sine of, 56 over its opposite side. And so therefore PRQ is the inverse sine of 15.1 times sine 56 over 14.2, which should give me, 61.8. Right, I'm going to have to go slightly into the other thing. That's fine, 61.8 degrees. That means, I'm going to change colour here, that PQR is 180 minus the 56 that we already have, minus the 61.8 that we've just found, which gives me 62.2. Now, again, I could use the sine rule now, but I want to demonstrate the cosine rule. So the cosine rule is going to give me, so I want, actually, shall I use a different colour again? So I'm going to do PR squared equals, now then, it's the two sides, either side, because I'm given them, 14.2 squared minus 2 lots of 15.1 times, I'm going to have to go underneath, 14.2 cos 62.2 degrees. And that gives me, 229.6. Got to remember to square root it, so I get PR equals, 15.2 centimetres. All right, so you've got the sine rule, cosine rule, which you've seen before. The questions might be a little bit trickier. This is quite a long one, and so there you go. Now then, on the next question, it says find the area of a regular hexagon of side length 8. Now, a regular hexagon is made up of, I don't know if I can draw, it's not too bad, basically 6 equal actual triangles. Okay, so all I've got to do is 6 times a half times 8 squared times sine of 60. And then I just get, it came out on my calculator as 96√3 centimetres squared, which if you wanted to do it to one decimal place, depends what they ask for, is that. Now, if it wasn't a hexagon, they'd probably give you the size, but you'd have to work out the angle in here, which is just 360 divided by how many triangles you had. That assuming it's regular, of course. All right, but you've seen all this sort of stuff before. It's just, you just got to take a little bit of care on which rule to use. Like I say, sine rule requires two angles, whether you've got one and are finding one, or got two angles from the off. And the cosine rule only uses one angle, whether you're finding it or using it. All right, enjoy.